for joining us here today. We are back here on this beautiful day with the New Black Wall Street Book Club, where we will be continuing along in our journey through the Think and Grow Rich, a Black choice, and our commitment to personal development. And so I was actually, I'll wait on Facebook Live and Instagram Live and YouTube Live, all these networks to allow you to know that we're here so you can join us this morning. But good morning to you. And as you guys are connecting with us, go ahead and let us know what city, what state you're connecting from, what city, what state you're connecting from. We always like to know just how far our reach is, man. Just how far does this thing called the internet go? And then as you guys are doing it, I'm going to go ahead and do my due diligence and hit that like and share button, let people know that we're here. I know it's early. It's a weekend. It's a Saturday morning here on January 5th of 2019. Good morning to you, Queen. How are you? Over at Instagram Live with Lola. Thanks so much for joining. But hey, we're gonna keep this thing going, man. We may miss tomorrow, but we'll pick back up on Monday just because I'll be out of town, and so I don't know if I'll be able to broadcast like I normally would. So I'm gonna try my best, and I'm gonna try my best even if it's not the same time. So we'll see how tomorrow goes. Hakifa, what's going on, Queen? Hey, Happy New Year to you. Greetings to you. Hopefully everything's been going well in your life and your business and things like that. We got to get this thing moving and continue what we started in 2018. This is not newness. This is just a continuation of what we started in 2019. So thanks so much for joining. Again, let us know exactly where you are connecting from, what city, what state. I'm just doing this thing called liking and sharing, letting people know that we're here. And hopefully you'll do the same thing as well here on the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Again, we're going to be continuing along episode 9 in Think and Grow Rich, a Black choice. Now, this book is just, I mean, I'm just loving this book. A mix between Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, As a Man Thinketh. It's got a little bit of Earl Nightingale in it, and then also some Black history, which is what I'm really enjoying. Learning about what I didn't learn in school. There'll be some people that we come across that I just for some reason, we don't get all of Black history in a month. So hopefully this is we'll be discussing who we're going to discuss today. Mae Jemison, George Smith, Susan Taylor, Samuel Gravely. So they'll be in our literature today. And again, hopefully it's encouraging you to go and find these people and to learn more about them. So at any rate, man, good morning to you. Thanks so much for joining. Again, yes, ATL is in the house. Hey, you know what? It's time. They say, hey, she's been procrastinating. It's time to get together. Yes, it is time to get it together. That's okay, man. That's why. Here's what I learned, guys, is that we have to be here for each other. And we also have to allow other people to be our accountability partners. Sometimes we run, it seems we run, and I'm not speaking for anybody in particular, but myself, we run from accountability, the people that really do support us, the people that do care about us or care about our dream and things like that. We have to allow those people to be our accountability partners. And that's on you. That's on you saying, you know what, I'm going to allow this person into this space to hold me accountable to my greatness. Because here's the deal. If you could do it by yourself, you would already have done it. Let me say that again. If you could do it by yourself, you would already have done it. And here's what I was thinking about last night. What if you make this commitment to journey 365 days of improvement? Where will you be in 2020 at this time if you just make a 365-day commitment to personal development, a 365-day commitment to getting better? Now, you'll see that we're on episode 9, right? And we're only 5 days into the new year. So this commitment started before the new year. I didn't want to wait until January 1st to say we're going to do something new. And it's really not nothing new. It's a continuation of what we already done. But what if, everybody put in comments on what if? What if you make a commitment to a small improvement daily, consistently every day? Where do you think you'll be? Where do you think you'll be by this time next year? And so if you're saying, hey, that, you know what, now when I think about that, where will my business be? Where will my relationships be? Where will my idea generation be? Where will my mind be? If I just make a commitment to a small improvement, a discipline every day. And so that's why you can join us here at the New Black Wall Street Book Club. But not just that, this is where we do our public broadcast. But we do have where you can go deep with us and journey along with us on a more intimate level. And so if that's you, you're saying, hey man, I want to connect with a crew of people that are doing this every day, and I want to go deep with them. And I want to find those accountability partners. I want to stray away from the people that I don't feel like I can talk to about some stuff. And I want to get with some people that I can talk to about some stuff so we can build together. Well, that's what I'm offering you guys. We do have a personal development club, and we also do have a business development club, and we'll be adding in some financial literacy as well. So if that's you, you're saying, hey, I want to join the book club. I want to join the club. Well, you can do that. It's only $10 a month. Just inbox us and let us know that you're interested, and we'll talk about those details. We'll have a conversation so that you are fully aware of what we're offering to help make a difference in your life. At any rate, this is the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Hopefully you hit that like button, that share button, let people know that we're here. It's time to get this show on the road. Mr. DJ, where my music? All right, I gotta find my music. Looks like it disappeared. Here we go. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
New Black Wall Street Book Club. Evan Jefferson, brother, much love. Educating, elevating, because in knowledge is the power, and we'll never give it up. Literature's for the masses. Where to put your money down, now how to watch your assets. Yeah, uplifting others is a passion. My brother Evan, he will turn it into action.
Courtney, we got
Wall Street Book Club.
My girl Courtney, man.
Come read with us.
Good morning.
We comprehend and discuss. If we all just come together, there's no limit for us. Here comes your host, New Black Wall Street. Evan, take it away. New Black Wall Street Book Club.
All right, my beautiful people, man. Thanks so much for joining New Black Wall Street Book Club, where Black folk do read. Reading Rainbow 2.0 with a purpose. And here we are going through the book Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice. Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice by Mr. Dennis Kimbro. It's a guide to success for Black Americans. Courtney Smith, what's going on? We got to get together, Queen. You and your female house hustlers or something like that. I've got to connect with you. Hopefully, bring you on the show. I definitely want to talk to you about some things. So I'll inbox you, and there was some ideas that I've had as I've watched your brand grow. And that goes for anybody else. Today's episode is sponsored by ERGJ Black Bazaar, and we want you to pick up your journals, guys. We've gone through enough episodes to know, and hopefully you know, that you want to be able to capture your ideas. How many of you guys have been capturing your ideas? You've been having some. They've been flowing in from the good God Almighty. You've been capturing those things, and now you started to put some energy into them. And I found that as I've done that, it's been such an exciting ride. For example, my new idea was something that we'll be coming out with in a couple of weeks. Is going to be a new podcast. I'm going to start a podcast. It's going to be called the Mindset Makeover Podcast. And so one thing that I'm really serious about is helping people to take control of their mind, right? And they'll take control of their life, right? Take control of your mind, take control of your life. And so I'll be starting that, just be repurposing some of the stuff that we do here. So make sure that people can connect with us on whatever medium that they're on, right? It may not be Facebook. It may not be YouTube. It may not be Instagram. It may be a podcast that people just want to listen to and get some good stuff, right? To overcome all the negativity and propaganda. So that's the thing. So again, we do have at ERGJ Black Bazaar, www.ergjblackbazaar.com. Journals, $12. These are Afrocentric journals. This one here is called Phenomenal Women. Phenomenal Women. And I know we got some phenomenal women that are connecting with us today. $12, get your journal to capture your ideas, to write down your goals, to never let another good idea pass you by. And I'll tell you this, I made a commitment to myself that I would never let another good idea pass me by about 4 years ago. And since that time, I have not had to have a job. I've not had to depend upon anything else but my ingenuity and my execution to make a living for myself. Now, I don't know about you, but I've got some reviews of people that have learned how to do that themselves, and they're starting to find a way on their own. And I know Courtney's here. She's a real estate agent. She's been building her brand. She probably can say the same thing, that she stopped letting good ideas pass her by. She captured those ideas. She wrote them down. She put some energy into them. She connected with the right people, and she has built a brand and continues to build her brand. How about you? Well, again, we do have the journals available, $12 for you to pick up. We only got a few left as we move into 2019. ERGJ Black Bazaar. Good morning to you, Mr. Mark Daniels, Wichita, Kansas in the house. Miss Mankins Golden is in the house from South Carolina. I want to get with you as well, Miss Mankins. I got the Black Billionaires Club meetup, and I'm considering. I want to look at bringing it to Greenville this year. Now, yesterday, or in episode 8, we discussed Alonzo F. Herndon and his journey from being an ex-slave to a millionaire. And we also picked up or finished up talking about you will never know unless, and we talked about this thing called daring to dream. Well, today we're going to get into some stories of Macy Jemison, George Smith, an oil tycoon, and a few others. And so hopefully you are enjoying this ride. And again, if you want to go deeper with us, then I advise or I encourage you to join the New Black Wall Street Book Club. And it's really only $10 a month, guys. That allows us to set up the meetings, to bring forth or to guide us as we learn how to apply. We call these call to action sessions. Call to action. It's one thing to get the knowledge. It's another thing to learn how to apply it. Let me say that again. It's one thing to get the knowledge. Right? It's another thing to understand how to apply. So knowledge, understanding, and then wisdom. Let me say that again. Write that down. Go ahead and put that in the comments below. Knowledge. A lot of us got a lot of knowledge. Let's get this. We got a lot of knowledge. We know a lot of stuff. Right? You know a lot of stuff. But then you take it from knowledge to understanding. Okay, now I understand what I know. And then I go from understanding to wisdom, or the application of what I understand now. And that is where the magic happens. When you actually apply that which it is you know. How many guys would agree, would testify that there's a whole lot of stuff that you know that you have not applied? Let me ask that question again. You will be honest today and say, you know what? There's a whole bunch of stuff that I know that I still have not yet applied. Now, what if you change that in 2019? What if you begin to apply that which it is that you know and you understand? That's why we're getting together, to make sure that we hold each other accountable to applying that which we know. And I just believe that if you just simply did that, if you didn't have to learn anything new and you applied that which it is you already know, you'll find yourself in a much better position 1 year from now. And what I'm saying to you is that, hey, let's just do it gradually. Let's be the tortoise, right? Let's be the tortoise. Let's gradually do it every day. Okay, now I'm applying something new. I'm applying what I know. I'm applying a little bit more, 1% today, 1% tomorrow, 1% the next day. And now we're talking about exponential or compound improvement of our own lives. Think and Grow Rich, a Black choice. Mr. Dennis Kimbro. Let's see what he has to say today. First subsection is it was through a dream. It was through a dream. It was through a dream that George Smith, though cursed with poverty and illiteracy, built a successful oil business. Smith was born on the eve of the Great Depression in Livingston, Texas. His father died when he was barely a year old, leaving a wife and a handful of small children to fend off for themselves. Though an excellent student, Smith was forced to quit school after the 3rd grade to help support his family. He cleaned yards, washed dishes, and chopped cotton, all in an effort to feed his brothers and sisters. Smith left home for good at 13 to work in the Texas oil fields. Having learned just about everything there was to know about oil pipes, he perfected a way to reduce the amount of stress exerted on pipe joints. With hardly any savings, he started a company. Let me repeat this again. With hardly any savings, he started a company. Smith Pipe and Supply, that would earn more than $30 million in 1980. So that said, what does that say to you? I don't know what it says to you, but what does that say to me? That I can't let the lack of money stop me. I can't let what I don't have which could be capital, keep me from building, if that's your dream. So Smith, what he did was he went to the job and he learned all that he could. Everybody put in comments, all I can. He went and learned all that he could. So in essence, he wasn't just at the job to collect a paycheck. He was at the job to extort knowledge and wisdom. And then he took that and he started his own thing. You could do the same thing. I was talking to a lady the other day. She was talking about how she wanted to find her way. She was tired of doing this thing. She's been in, I think, teaching for 20 plus years. I said, well, with all that experience that you have, you can take that and start your own consulting company. And that way people have to vie for your services in this field that you have 20 plus years of experience in. And then you got your own business. That's a great way to transition. So Smith went to work in the oil fields. He learned all that he could while he was there, taking advantage of the opportunity. Now, many of us, we're not doing that. Many of us are going to work and we're doing just enough not to get fired, and they're paying us just enough not to quit. We're not giving it all that we can. We're not studying and learning all of that stuff on the back end while we're there. All that I can. And he did that and built a company that made over $30 million in 1980, and he didn't even have enough in savings to do it. Think about that. 1980. What's that? 40 years ago. If he could do it, I can do it. Everybody put that on. So if he could do it, I can do it. It was through a vision that Samuel L. Gravely, the son of a Pullman porter, climbed from an enlisted man in a naval reserve to its first black admiral. In 1942, Gravely was despondent when he was relegated to clean the pool halls in the officers' lounge. But for the next 25 years, armed with determination and a dream of commanding his own ship, Gravely began his long trek through the ranks. And it was through a vision that Susan Taylor became a precedent breaker, a proud black woman who refused to be denied her true place. Hard work and discipline have not frightened her one iota. She recognized early on what it took to accomplish the goals she would set for herself. Listen as she recalls for her life-changing experience. One day, as I walked into a New York candy store, I saw a magazine that changed the course of my life. As I glanced at the newsstand, familiar faces of white fashion models and movie stars smiled from the magazine covers on the rack. When I reached for my favorite magazine, I was pleasantly surprised to find Essence, a magazine specifically aimed at the black woman. The date of the first issue was May 1970, and the face on the cover was young and black like mine. Essence had filled an obvious void. I bought a copy and read it from cover to cover before I even left the store. In subsequent weeks, Taylor became imbued with the idea that she was going to be a part of this new publication. But how? I wasn't concerned about how, she says. The only thing that mattered was my decision to chase my dream and reach my goal. Now, I want to speak that to you today. Don't be concerned with how. I'm not concerned with how am I going to create this podcast. Only thing that I'm concerned with is chasing it and reaching the goal. The how will come. Again, I shared with you the other day that all we are as conscious beings, the only thing that we really are charged with is determining the destination. Everybody put in console, determine the destination. If you just determine the destination, where you want to be, what you want to do, where you want to go, then the how will come through your subconscious. The how will come through the spirit. The how will come. The steps will be unveiled. The footprints will show. God will reveal the how. But only after you have set forth, you have determined the destination. Essence, the only thing that mattered was my decision to chase my dream and reach my goal. And in 1981, 11 years later, with no context, minimal schooling, and no knowledge of the publishing industry, Taylor won out. She became editor-in-chief of the magazine she had vowed to become a part of. What's the last thing that you vowed to do and you did it? Now, most of us, we do this. We'll do this when it comes to our vacation. We'll do this when it comes to things that don't really elevate us in a sense, or when it comes to recreation, when it comes to going to the concert, getting the new shiny object. We'll do this. We'll vow to get it, the new car, and we get it. Well, the same process that you and I have used to get the things of this world, the splendid things of this world, the new house, the new car, whatever, we can use that same process to capture or to reach or to bring our dreams into reality. Okay? She offers the following advice to readers in her monthly forum, In the Spirit. Black man, Black woman, remember, you have dominion. Each moment, your thoughts, words, and actions either lean toward frustration or build new hopes and visions. Lift up your consciousness. Go on, dream big dreams. Develop a plan for your future. And why not? You built the pyramids, didn't you? You too can convert your creative thinking and imagination into success, wealth, and happiness. You live in a strange and fast-paced world. Each day, your world is being altered by men and women who have learned how to unlock, everybody putting also unlock their inborn creativity. Will you dare to dream? If your answer is yes, let the following steps be your guide. So here's a little guide on unlocking your inborn creativity. Here's a little guide. Nothing is impossible for the man or woman with creative vision. He or she is the forerunner of civilization, the inspirer of individual achievement, the builder of empires. In today's society, there's a place for every person who can render a useful service. There's a place for everybody who can render a useful service. Now, this is one of the things I'm going to talk about firsthand on the podcast on my new show. Rendering a new useful service. Too many people we get caught up in making more money, and we must understand that is alleviated, that is fixed when you focus on rendering more service, rendering a better service, doing what you already do or doing what you do best better. You see, it's kind of dawned on me in the beginning of this year that all I really have to do is do what I do best and do it better. Now, I want you to think about, what is it that you do best as it relates to rendering a service unto others? What is it that you do best? See, what I do best is inspire other people to be better. So all I have to do is figure out how to do what I do best and do it better. And that's why the podcast is coming, because that's going to be another avenue to do more of it. Do what I do best and do it better. Right? Ms. Mankins, she's into hair care and teaching people about the hair care industry. And I believe that every year she finds a way to do what she does best and do it better. How about you? Simply finding a way to do what you do best and do it better. Woo! Man, we might want to stop right there. Let's keep going. The man or woman with creative vision will recognize these facts and profit by them. Those without creative vision will overlook them and complain of a lack of opportunity. Wherever you find prosperity and leadership, you will find an individual who has mastered the following qualities. Number one, relaxation. Everybody put that in the comments below. Relaxation. Here's the reason why you want to have your journal. You want to be able to take notes and capture this stuff. Number one, relaxation. A relaxed body is a powerful body. A relaxed mind, likewise, is a powerful mind. If you're to be creative and receptive to new and bold ideas, then you must take time for these ideas to present themselves. Plan daily relaxation time. Plan daily relaxation time. Choose a favorite room or chair that help set your mind at ease. As you learn to relax, you will receive special instructions, ideas that are handed to you through infinite intelligence that will clear the path to your goals and objectives. So number one, relaxation. Number two, visualization. A composer thinks about music, an artist thinks about colors, a writer thinks about stories and words. If you will take one idea and visualize and emotionalize it, you will be astounded by the results. Number 3, affirmation. Affirmation. Strong, authoritative commands stated repeatedly will build new positive habit patterns of thought. Number 4, take advantage of ideas as they come. I think this is one of the biggest ones. Take advantage of ideas as they come. Intuitive thoughts are fleeting, ephemeral, ephemeral. Ephemeral. Why I don't know how to say this? Ephemeral and transient. These thoughts run contrary to your habitual reasoning. I'm gonna have to look that word up, make sure I say it right. These thoughts run contrary to your habitual reasoning. Brief flashes of inspiration can occur without warning. Be prepared to record your ideas. Now, this is interesting. I'm saying it, they're saying it, everybody's been saying, be prepared to record your ideas. Do you have your journal, your notebook, something, a napkin? Are you prepared to record your ideas? Even during non-relaxing moments, a creative person, one who has learned to listen with his inner ear, makes a point of always having a pad and pencil nearby. Many good ideas have been lost because of the inability to transfer them to paper. To transfer these ideas that'll get you out of debt, these ideas that'll help you build your business, these ideas that'll lead to better relationships, these ideas of that are given to you from God Himself, are lost because of the inability to transfer. Everybody putting on so transfer. To transfer them to paper. Now, I don't know. I mean, it just says to me, man, if all these successful people, all these people that have had great success and built wealth the way what we may want to do, whoever it is that has done what you want to do, I'm like, let's study them. That's exactly what we're doing here. Let's study them. All right, Sana says she used OneNote. She's prepared. How many guys are prepared to transfer some ideas that you're getting right now? You're prepared to transfer them to whatever method that you have. I'm a writer person. I got to write. I got to write it down. You know, I guess OneNote, new technology, you might put a notepad or got an iPad or something. But for me, I got to write. It's something about me just boom. And then I come back to that thing. I got all these notes and I'm like, yeah. And I read back over. I said, oh, yeah, that's what we came up with. Somebody just inboxed or just text me because we had a conversation yesterday. And then what I did was the conversation that we had where we were transferring ideas, I text them back a recap of what we talked about, just so we had it. So we transferred it to some method. I said, here's what we discussed. Here's what I'm doing. And here's what's left to do. Easy way to do it. I didn't have a pen and paper at the time. I just simply text them what we talked about. So now we got to record it. Being prepared to capture your ideas. Number 5. Okay, again, number 1, relaxation. Number 2, visualization. Number 3, affirmation. Number 4, take advantage of ideas as they come. And number 5, evaluate your ideas. Now, this is something I'm very good at and helping you to do as well. Once you have finished brainstorming, become selective. Decide which ideas are sound and implementable. You will realize that each idea breeds additional ideas. A few moments of introspection will foster enough possibilities to last a lifetime. When you can learn the secret of unlocking your inborn creativity, your mind will begin to function in a natural, spontaneous manner. It will rid itself of any inhibitions, and effectiveness and energy will greatly increase. There are huge rewards to be gained by mastering the creative thought process. Ms. Megan said, man, when pen meets paper, magic happens. When pen meets paper, magic happens. And the last section we'll cover today is don't limit your imagination. Don't limit your imagination. So many of the stories you have read and will read in this book demonstrate the power of ideas. Good morning to you. Hello, how are you? Thanks so much for joining Instagram Live. Time after time, as I've studied the careers of successful men and women, I discovered that each dates his or her own success from the day he began to open his imagination. Never underestimating its power. A single idea or an unlimited imagination can launch you onto a bold new program while providing a light on a once darkened path. As a physician, chemical engineer, and mission specialist of the 1991 shuttle Discovery flight, May C. Jemison has never been guided by the thoughts of others. One look at the background of America's first Black woman astronaut illustrates the importance of her creative vision. As a small child, May Jemison wanted it all. She dreamed of a career in medicine and engineering, reared in a loving family that stressed why not instead of why. Everybody put it down, so why not? So she was born in a family that stressed why not instead of why. She gazed at the evening sky and envisioned life among the stars. With an unlimited imagination, she shared her dreams with all those who would listen. Listen to that. Here's what you have an opportunity to do when you join the club. You get a chance to share your dreams with all who would listen. And guess what? We will listen. A family of why not? Let's go for it. Let's do it. But a doctor and an astronaut, her parents' question, why not? She innocently responded. Even a supportive family knew the limits of her possibilities would be tested. Over the years, the young girl's goals crystallized. She refused to be deterred by the obvious roadblocks, lack of money, few eye-catching references, and stiff competition from the country's most distinguished scholars. May chose to walk toward her dominant impulse. After graduating from high school, May attended Stanford University. Even after being warned of its highly competitive reputation, she felt this was just a scholarly environment she needed to pursue a degree in chemical engineering. As an underclassman, she ignored the insinuation that scientists and engineers were introverted and bookish. To ensure that she would not be isolated from campus life, she would experience as many activities as possible. Though still an undergraduate, May taught classes on African culture and education to incoming freshmen and received a National Achievement Scholarship in the process. An accomplished dancer, she produced, directed, and choreographed dance and theater ensembles in her spare time. In addition to the rigors that a major in engineering demands, she also earned a degree in Afro-American Studies. In 1977, May graduated from Stanford and immediately applied to medical school. Cornell University made its pitch and she was sold. Her undergraduate training would serve her well, and she settled into a bioengineering program, one of the nation's best. At Cornell, May would continue her breakneck pace, squeezing in a number of related activities into an already overloaded schedule. Here she gained national exposure by presiding over the medical school's student council and was drawn to even more opportunities. An American Medical Student Association internship took her to Cuba. Another fellowship sent her to rural Kenya. And from there, she was sent to Thailand to work and study in Cambodian refugee camp. All the while, she became infatuated with the healthcare systems of third world nations. May finished medical school with impressive credentials, hoping to continue her training among less developed countries. She enlisted in the Peace Corps. Her initial assignments took her to Sierra Leone and Liberia, where she was responsible for developing healthcare programs for Peace Corps volunteers. At 26 years old, she was the youngest physician, not to mention Black and female, to hold that post. When her tour was up, she flew back to the States. Little did she know that the chance of a lifetime awaited her. By 1990, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, began soliciting candidates for its shuttle program. When she learned of the openings, May was floored. Almost instinctively, she assembled the necessary documents and applied. Dreams do come true. Dreams do come true, she thought as the selection process commenced. And then she waited and waited. Nearly 20 years from the moment she dared to gaze into the sky and let her imagination roam free, she was about to make history. And she hit her mark. After being selected from a pool of more than 2,000 applicants, Dr. May Jemison was bound for outer space. Can you imagine the odds? What was her greatest asset? In her words, she gives a clue. People cannot let others limit their imagination or what it is that they want to do or can do. Otherwise, we would never have discoveries or advance. This is a brilliant example of creative imagination at its best. Many people want to succeed, but many people who want to succeed have tasted failure. Unfortunately, their reasons for failing often point to something other than themselves. I'm Black. I was raised in the projects. My father left home. I'm a dropout. I never had a chance. My parents used drugs. What these individuals are really saying, in essence, is I lack creative vision. They're blaming the world for their shortcomings, when in actuality, their only real barrier rests with their inability to dream and envision success. How often have we heard that Blacks lack the discipline and wherewithal to pursue careers in the natural sciences? How many more young minds will fall prey to the fallacy that Black students lack the capacities to score well on standardized tests or even to attend college? There's an important lesson to be learned in May's story. It is only when we actually begin to dream, not as things are, but as they could be. Not as things are, but as they could be, that we free ourselves of all self-imposed limits. When we recognize that the vast talents that lie within us, we will then understand that we have the power to reach any goal. When we recognize the vast talents that lie within us, we will understand that we have the power to reach any goal. Again, we're going through the book Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice by Mr. Dennis Kimbro and Napolean Hill, A Guide to Success for Black Americans. This is the New Black Wall Street Book Club. And one thing that I really took away from today's episode was that there was support as well as May was chasing her dreams. And what I'm saying to you today is that we want to help support you as well. And so if you're saying, hey, you like what we got going on here, obviously some personal development, a commitment to that, a commitment to business development as well, and you want to be a part of the New Black Wall Street Book Club, then again, it's only $10 a month to do, and you could join today. Just simply inbox me and let me know that you're interested in the club, and we'll have a conversation, make sure it's a good fit for you, and then we'll get you enlisted, get you involved. We'll make sure you become a member, and then you'll be able to join us for our call to action sessions where we look to apply that which we have read over the week. And so our next session is going to be Tuesday. So hopefully you join by then. And so you can join us for our private sessions that we have on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then we'll also be bringing in some financial literacy, probably second quarter. But we want to support you as you chase your dream. And here's why. There is enough out there that's going to discourage you from moving forward. And it's enough within you itself that's going to doubt that you can do it. And so we want to have enough positive reinforcement that comes from each and every one of us helping each other, right? Think about that. Every day you're being inundated with negative stuff. Every day you're being inundated with things that says you can't do it. Well, we have got to fight back. And I believe the best way for us to do that is for us to fight together and for us to consistently remind each other that one, that we can do it. And then that two, we can work together to refine these ideas and to figure out how to do it, but do it together. Here's what I'm saying to you. If you could do it by yourself, you would have already done it. That's all you need to know. If you could do it by yourself, it would already be done. So stop trying to do it by yourself. Join the Black Billionaires Club. Join the New Black Wall Street Club today, and we can do it together. Well, hopefully you got something out of today's episode. And in the comments below, share with us one thought that stuck with you today. One thing that you're saying, man, I'm going to really be thinking on that. I wrote that down. That's in my journal. That's in my spirit. I'm going to be chewing on that thing. That's a seed that was dropped into you today. We always want to know what takeaway you took from today. And that's a way for us to know that we're making a difference. That although the numbers might be few now, and that's okay. Because I understand it's the few that's going to make a difference on the many. It's only going to be a few world changers. It's only going to be a few empire makers. It's only going to be a few business builders. It's not the many, it's the few. And those few understand that readers are leaders. You're going to be a leader in your field, whatever field that is. You're going to be a leader in your field. And what happens when we connect all of these leaders together? Now we're building. Now we're into exponential growth in our life. And so that's just what we got. Man, I'm ERGJ. Again, this episode is sponsored by ERGJ Black Bazaar. You want to go to the website, www.ergj.blackbazaar. Order your journals today. This is a phenomenal woman journal. Hopefully you can see that. I'm not quite sure how that lighting is. But these African-American or Afrocentric journals, you can pick one up today for $12. Also, if you are a business and you want promotion, you want to be sponsored or highlighted on the show, make sure you inbox us as well. We do have promo packages available for you also. And if you are an author and you're saying, hey, I wrote a book that might go good with what you're doing here, man, make sure you inbox us or tag an author as well, because we want to highlight Black authorship as well. That's one of the things I want to do. I want to highlight Black authorship and Black businesses through this network that we have. Anyway, I'm ERGJ, man. I want you to remember this, that it takes a village, and it starts with us. Let's build together. Hey, man, you know what time it is, Mr. DJ? Hit the music.
New black, it's the New Black Wall Street Book Club. With your host, Evan Jefferson. It's time for us to go. Yeah. Now, you ain't got to leave the computer, but we encourage you to get out there and learn and apply all the things you learn at the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Yeah. New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street Book Club.